Who better than me?
Welcome back to part two of the episode. So, Fury Wilder 3 is literally just finished. I'm seeing David Hay on my screen right now giving some kind of analysis with sounds turned down, so I can't hear it. Richie Woodall's there as well. Anyway, alright, so let's get to this card now. So I saw it from the Edgar Berlanga fight. I was very disappointed in that fight, to be honest. Like, I expected a bit more from him. I know he's obviously still a prospect and that, but Coceres ain't as good as he made him out to be in that fight. And I don't necessarily think he won that fight either. I actually think he lost. Got gifted, even got knocked down in the fight and still managed to get the victory. So, yeah. The only person who done what they were supposed to do is Jared Big Baby Anderson. That kid's got talent. I'm looking for the progress. He beat, Tereshkin? Beat Tereshkin in the second round. Easy work, fluid, mobile, strong puncher. Stopped him on his feet. It's good quality work. Next was Robert Helenius versus Adam Kovnatsky, part 2. Yeah, I pretty much predicted that as well. I thought that Helenius would do exactly the same thing he did the first time because Kovnatsky can't do much more than walk forward and pressure someone. So if you've got the tall guy with the long levers, being able to kind of either keep you at range or being able to lean down on you, it's just a long night. And Kovnatsky's eye got tagged up from the first round. The left eye was beat up from the first round. So that was pretty much that. I think he got stopped. It got stopped in round 6. I can't remember if it was because of a DQ or the referee had waved it off. I'm not sure. But either way, it stopped round 6. Helenius got the victory. Keeps his WBA Gold Championship, and I believe now he is the official mandatory for the regular WBA title, or he has a claim to be able to call a mandatory between one of the two. I'm not sure how exactly that's going to work because the WBA are a law unto themselves. We'll see. Then we had F.A. Ajagba versus Frankie Sanchez. Now, Sanchez is slick. He's very quick as well, which is not surprising because, 3 and a bit years ago, he was actually competing around the 205 pound range. Like, as a heavyweight, 205, 207, somewhere around there. So he's a naturally sort of smaller, lighter heavyweight. So him now being 240, he still seems to have retained a lot of the speed. But he just has no punch power whatsoever. There were several times where he literally hit F.A. Ajagba clean. And Ajagba didn't move, carried on walking forward. This is an Ajagba that got stopped by Iago Kaladze. Not stopped, sorry, he got dropped by him. What was that, about 3 years ago? And the Iago Kaladze, who's basically got taken out by everyone credible on his record, who now even, as I think he's gone back down to the cruiserweight division to try and campaign there. So I didn't think that Ajagba had the best chin, but Sanchez just wasn't powerful enough to test it. He spoiled a lot, he moved around a lot, he thought he had some fancy footwork which wasn't all that fancy. And when that came out, I was actually falling asleep. I was tired. I mean, I wasn't falling asleep because I thought the fight was terrible. I was literally just falling asleep because I was tired. But I managed to stay up to its conclusion. But I did predict that Sanchez would win. And yeah, I think I was proved right. Well, to be honest, I didn't even predict it. I just said it seems like that would make the most sense. Now, we come to Fury Wilder 3. Now, in my thoughts video, my prediction was that I didn't care about the fight previously, and I still wouldn't care about the fight afterwards or who won the fight afterwards. So, in that sense, I got my prediction right. But I'm not going to try and do no revisionist history because I was asked on the Undefeated podcast who I thought would win. And I did say I had a sneaking suspicion Wilder was going to win. Now, that suspicion wasn't actually based on boxing itself. It was to do with other little conspiracy theories and based on a certain pattern of behavior between Fury, Wilder, the two teams, and the way they were initially trying to freeze AJ out of that picture over in America and little things like that, plus other little seeds and rumours and comments I'd heard. So that's why I had suspicions that Wilder would probably take this fight. Not to mention, Fury has been very on and off with his training camps, and obviously he's had things going on in his personal life, which naturally will take your focus off of a fight like this. And whereas Fury is very much a rhythm guy, someone that needs to stay active and stay sharp, who needs to then take warm-up fights to get himself back into prime condition before going into his big fights. Not having those warm-up fights and going straight back into this one, thought might be hella rusty, might be the right time for Wilder to get to him outside of the other little rumours and conspiracies I heard. But ultimately that was wrong. Fury got him out of there. It's knockout in the 11th round. It was, the first couple rounds was entertaining. Then it literally just became a war of attrition because both guys were pretty much gassed out by round 5. Which also in my video I did say that for Wilder to win this fight is basically, it's a 5-round fight for him, because packing on the weight like he packed it on, he's gonna struggle for oxygen, for air, for to be able to move around, especially when all the lean and stuff happens. He's not naturally used to carrying the kind of weight that he was carrying, and a lot of it was top heavy. So that part was kind of right. Also in there I did say, like outside of those 5 rounds, and if you look at what happened in the 5 rounds, Fury knocked him down once in the 3rd, Wilder knocked Fury down twice in the 4th. So that was always going to be his best bet. And everything after that, both of them were gassed out, but Fury just had enough because he had the extra size, he had the extra height, the extra reach. He was able to conserve little bits of extra energy to be able to throw shots that weren't even that hard, but when you're tired, everything's a problem. And I'm not going to deny it was a good fight to watch. Like I said, I'll just enjoy the fight for what it is, and then look for whoever that is to then have to deal with that Dillian White work if he gets past Otto Wallin. And that's exactly how I feel now. So I'm happy for both of them. They both seem to come out of the ring okay. I think Wilder's going to retire now. I don't think he's going to fight again. I hope Fury takes that white work. And yeah, ultimately, the second half of the card, or of the day I should say, wasn't as strong as the first half. That Matchroom DAZN card was literally everything. That was very hard to live up to. But I will admit, Fury Wilder 3 as an overall intriguing spectacle of a bout, it did deliver. It was much better than the second fight, and yeah, I'd even say it was better than the first. There was The first one probably had a bit more surprise and intrigue, but the third definitely probably I think had the most action overall, and I'm happy the trilogy's over. Don't want to see it again. I don't. There doesn't need to be any need for a fourth ever. Like it's done now. We know who the man is between those two. So let's get Fury and White sorted out. Let's get AJ and Usyk sorted out. Then let's just get the two of them together before the next set of mandatories get called, so we can finally get this undisputed. Now I was actually had to watch it I was watching it in a different room in the house, so as you can see, a bit different. Ade's got the green chair, I got the brown chair. Maybe you want to let me know how you feel about this one. Maybe this might be a new thing. If you like the setup, let me know. But right now it's probably 6 o'clock, something like that. I'm tired. I ain't slept properly, so I need to go to my bed. I'll go gym in I'll probably go about 12, 11, but I'll get this uploaded before then. For now, it's the end of this Saturday. It's been a long one, but it's been enjoyable. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. And for now, Hardcore Casual out.